friends, Andrea with the whole kit and caboodle, and I'm here in the most cheery room of our studio, the My Colors Cardstock room. As paper crafters, using high quality cardstock is really the key to all of your projects. Whether you're making pages or cards or 3D items, it's so important to start with a solid foundation. After all, you wouldn't build a house using toothpicks, right? All of your crafting projects should start with My Colors Cardstock. For those who may not know, My Colors Cardstock is a brand of My Mind's Eye. If you've been a crafter for a while, you may remember My Mind's Eye from their frame-ups, which debuted over 20 years ago. Can you believe it's been that long? I was a huge fan of their product then, and I continue to be their #1 fan today. In May 2020, we announced a partnership with this amazing company and quickly grew to one of their top retailers. If you visit us at in-person conventions, you will see scores of My Mind's Eye products, including everything from stamps to pattern papers, cardstock to party supplies. I easily became fast friends with our then sales rep, Kim Terry. As our businesses have evolved through the national pandemic, we now work directly with her husband and president of My Mind's Eye, Jason Terry. Let's travel to Salt Lake City, Utah to hear a little of My Mind's Eye history directly from Jason himself.
Thank you, Andrea. We love working with the whole kit and caboodle. You guys are one of our most favorite companies. Andrea is one of my most favorite people to work with, for sure. My Mind's Eye is super glad to be part of this event, and we hope you guys really enjoy our products. We put our heart and soul into these products in hopes that you guys find joy in them as well. My Mind's Eye started over 20 years ago in 1999 in the owner, Marcia Cornell's basement, in the basement of her home. She used to work in a small shop, a little paper crafting shop here in town. She would help out the owner, who was a dear friend of hers. And she saw a niche in the market and grabbed it, jumped in feet first, and brought her family and many of us who are still working here into the paper crafting world many, many years ago. She personally drew all of our original products. She would stay up late in her home and hand draw what we lovingly know today as frame-ups. Many of you guys who have been in the industry for a long time remember those original frames and little friends and die cuts and so forth. She felt like having mix and match pieces would help paper crafters better put together their 12 by 12 and 8.5 by 11 pages. In the middle of the night, she would come up with these great ideas and wake up and tell her family, "Oh, I have this really great idea. It's in my mind's eye. I just have to put it down on paper." Hence the name My Mind's Eye. From paper crafting, we transitioned into party supplies. Maybe 8 or 9 years ago, we saw another niche in the market and felt like the designs that we currently had would work perfectly on paper banners and rosettes that you hang on your walls, even paper plates and napkins that you use at your current parties. We pride ourselves in being a very small company that acts like a big company. We only have about 12 employees that run a very big ship. Everyone from accounting to warehouse, from marketing to art design. We're all a bunch of friends, we love each other. We don't get to see each other as much anymore. Many of us work from home at this point, and there's only about 4 of us that work here in the offices anymore. We are very, very excited about Andrea's upcoming announcement.
Thanks, Jason. Over the last year and a half, we have offered the Glimmer, the Embossed Dot, and the Canvas collections of My Colors Cardstock. However, in total, My Mind's Eye offers 5 collections in an array of 192 colors. We are excited to announce that officially, as of today, we are your one-stop shop for all things My Mind's Eye. We have added both the classic and the heavyweight collections to our inventory. You can purchase them by the single sheets or by packs of 25. We also offer collection packs that is 1 sheet of every color in each collection. I have always been the person who asked why or how, and I'm sure as a toddler it drove my parents crazy. but I've always been interested in each detailed step of how to create a product. It was no different when I started using My Colors cardstock years ago. I knew it was the best when cutting on a trimmer or folding it for a card or running it through my die cutting machine, and I was always impressed that mint julep was always the same shade of green no matter what year that I purchased it. I was curious as to why it was the best. What was special about this cardstock that made it stand out above all others? Together with George from My Mind's Eye, Nick has put together this 4-minute video showing the process of how My Colors cardstock is created. Take a look.
Paper is manufactured from wood grown in sustainable forests and plantations. Large logs are shipped and transported to a pulp mill, where machines use acid to soften the woody textures and separate the plant fibers. This process produces a soft white pulp, the principal raw ingredient for paper. The pulp enters the paper mill and is mixed with water and soy dyes for color. This solution is refined by passing it through a series of blades. Next, clay and calcium carbonate are added to create a uniform density and soften the substance. The solution is now a carefully controlled mix of fibers, fillers, and coloring agents suspended in water, ready to enter the paper machine. The paper machine is the heart of the paper mill. The pulp solution is injected into the machine at a high pressure and excess water is drained. This part of the process leaves a web of paper, still wet and fragile, but exhibiting sheet-like properties. The delicate web of paper is now carried into a press section that carries away more water and stops the sheet from tearing. The web then goes through a series of heat to remove moisture and strengthen it. Then, the machine squeezes it between two polished steel cylinders to determine the paper's width and thickness. After adding starch and coating colors, the surface is dried by infrared heating panels and drying cylinders. The paper is then wound into a series of steel cores that press against what the industry calls a Pope reel. These reels may contain 80 kilometers of paper, that's almost 50 miles, and be 8.5 meters in width and weigh 120 tons. The reels are controlled for coating and finishing, which include adding characteristics such as gloss, matte, or enhanced brightness. Any irregularities are smoothed out and each side is coated and dried to create the proper paper grade. Once the paper has wound into another steel jumbo reel, it now has all of the characteristics needed for its end use apart from one final detail: its size. The jumbo reels are cut into several narrow reels, which are rewound and sent forward to the finishing department. These smaller reels are either wrapped for shipping or are fed into machines that cut the paper into sheets. Then, these sheets are stacked onto pallets. Each pallet load of sheets is either shrink-wrapped or wrapped in reams ready for delivery to the customer. Most of My Colors paper is made in Europe, mainly in Belgium. For the past 5 or 6 years, My Colors has used a paper conversion company in Wisconsin called Norca to convert the parent sheets into 12 by 12, 8.5 by 11, and A4 sizes. This company cuts, shrinks, kits, labels, and stores the parent sheets for My Colors.
Can you imagine seeing the cardstock in its original width of 27 feet? Talk about heaven. 4 of the collections weigh 80 pounds and the heavyweight is 100 pounds. If you ever wondered, paper weight is determined by weighing 500 sheets of paper. So 500 sheets of the canvas collection weighs 80 pounds. Weekly, we receive over 500 pounds of cardstock here in the office. Again, talk about working in heaven. During our classes today, we are going to give you tidbits on using the cardstock on your projects as well as how to store it. But Candace, with My Mind's Eye, is going to give you the quick lowdown on why it's truly the best.
We've perfected the paper making process. Care is taken in each step along the way to make sure that when the paper arrives to you, it is beautiful and perfect in every way. All of that is great, but let's just get real and talk about why you should invest in high quality cardstock as a paper crafter. Our cardstock is made out of 100% virgin pulp. That creates long fibers, and long fibers are really important as a paper crafter. Long fibers enable you to be able to score, fold, or cut your paper in a nice, clean way. Lesser cardstocks will give you messy edges as you cut or fold. My Colors cardstock is produced with brand new fibers, no synthetic fillers. And what that means for you is a nice, even overall color. We core dye our paper with 100% environment-friendly soy dyes. What does that mean for you? As a paper crafter, that means that the front of your paper, the back of your paper, and in the middle is all going to be the exact same color. So when I tear my paper, what I see on the outside is exactly the same as what I see on the inside. We monitor every color run of every piece of paper. And what that means for you as a customer is that you can order Tropical Splash this year or next year, and it's going to be the exact same color.
All 5 cardstock collections are now available on our website. We've also added the entire collections of their 3 current scrapbooking lines: Wild Asparagus, Gingham Foundry, and the latest collection, Merry and Bright. That's scores and scores of new My Mind's Eye products that we've added just today. All of the products that we will feature in today's event can be located by clicking the ELF banner at the top of our website homepage. As a special for the month of December, we are offering all My Mind's Eye products at a 25% discount. No coupon needed. And for Kit Club members, that's an additional savings off your already low member prices. If you aren't a current member, this is a great month to join. We are also giving away prizes for your comments made during this video. Tell us how long you've been using My Mind's Eye products and what's your favorite. So much excitement, and we're just getting started. Thanks again to My Mind's Eye and to you for taking a part in today's fun. We'll see you back here in a few minutes for a crop contest, and then we'll kick off today's virtual classes with our Live Life in Full Bloom Crazy for Cardstock class.